Today we're gonna make 3 birria tacos from 3 of YouTube's most popular chefs. These are some of the most viewed birria videos on YouTube. Now, each one of these cooks has their own unique perspective on cooking, on food, on life, and we all watch them for different reasons. We're gonna dig into each of these videos and make their recipes exactly to the T. From there, we'll taste each one and finally crown a victor to see who makes the best birria tacos on YouTube. Then, at the end of the video, we're gonna take the strongest parts from each taco today to fuse together the ultimate YouTube birria taco. Also, stick around till the end because I have a very special guest that's gonna help us judge. Let's just say he is an authority in the space. Beef. Vamos. Just so we're all on the same page here, the cook time on a couple of these recipes took 2 days. So what we're gonna do today is take everything just until the point of finishing and then cook everything, finish it up tomorrow. Yeah, let us begin. Joshua Weissman built his empire off the idea that anything could be made better and generally a lot more complicated at home. He is not afraid of a multi-day cooking process. He's not afraid of expensive equipment. If there's a way to make a dish with more precision, more control, and more steps, he'll find out how to do it. He prides himself in being a restaurant-trained chef, and that shows in the way that he approaches food. Everything is deliberate, everything is structured. He's always chasing perfect technique and will set up 3 different camera angles to ensure that he captures you seeing him do just that. When this guy makes something, it is rarely casual, it's pretty much engineered. But does all that extra effort mean better birria? Let's find out. Okay, so Weissman's tacos call for 3 different kinds of beef. We got short rib, beef chuck, oxtail. In his mind, I think these might all bring a different texture and beefy flavor to the birria, but we'll see. Once these are all kind of chopped up and mixed together, it might be kind of tough to tell. I don't know. We just gotta season these up and brown them off. Just gonna kind of season these over. We're gonna go medium high, high heat, large, hot. We're gonna hit this with some neutral oil and simply start browning our beef. You know the drill here, I don't gotta tell you. Don't overcrowd the pan. Really make sure these got some nice brown color because remember, brown food is flavorful food. And if you're balling on a budget and don't have a hood vent like me, definitely open your windows for this part or get yourself a nice little box fan here. Put it on medium, medium, low. Point it up so it's pushing out the air. We love that. That's what we're going for there. Really make sure to brown the heck out of these chunks. These are our Weissman spices. We got some toasted coriander, toasted black peppercorn, some bay leaf, and cinnamon. We're just gonna make a little sachet.
No sachet.
Basically what this is doing is making it so that we can fish out our spices much, much, much easier. Classic French thing. I'm gonna loop this twice so I can cinch it closed. Just give it a little haircut. And here we got ourselves a little flavor maraca. This is just gonna make it easier to fish out our spices once this is done cooking. Classic French technique, actually a good move. Kinda looks like a little...
Come on everybody, bounce your ball.
Not that. We doth removed our beef. Now we're just gonna add in a little more clean oil, followed by our onion, little pinch of kosher. We're just gonna sweat these out a little bit. Then we'll pop in our tomato paste. And we're gonna let that kind of cake to the bottom, create a fond. It's interesting, Josh gets his tomato flavor from this paste here and not from, real tomatoes. That's a-okay. Sometimes tomatoes just aren't in season. Like when this dish is best eaten, which is the cold weather months. Now we'll whack in our sliced garlic, stir that around until it's fragrant. And finally, 2.5 quarts of beef stock, homemade beef stock. He insists it's homemade. Now it's time for the fruit. In the form of dried ancho chilies, these are all stemmed and seeded. Dried guajillo and chile de árbol, but a spice. Can't forget our little guy. And now we're just gonna bring that up to a simmer. Now we can reintroduce our beef. I just put it in here to make it easier. And just like Josh, we'll cover with foil. Cowboy Kent Rollins is YouTube's most beloved cowboy. And yeah, I'm just gonna say it. The guy seems like a character you'd unlock after 100%ing Red Dead Redemption. In the best way possible. Now, Kent is not a dude who decided that cowboy aesthetics would be good for the algorithm. He's an actual chuck wagon cook from Oklahoma who spent decades cooking for ranch hands and cattle drives out of a covered wagon. And he just so happened to make a YouTube channel to share his lifestyle with the world back in the mid-2010s. The man cooks outdoors in the elements with cast iron that looks like it's seen 2 to 3 to 4 presidential administrations. He manages heat with a shovel and coal placement rather than stove knobs, and has likely been seasoning his Dutch ovens longer than some of you have been alive. This is actually taken from his website, I kinda liked it. Kent's ability to not only cook, but to transport folks to another time through vivid stories of cow camps and cowboy life is yet another way that he is truly a unique character. Cow camps. I almost got sent to one of those as a kid. Yeah, it's official, this guy is the best there ever was. So clearly the man can tie a lasso well enough to make Billy the Kid blush, but can he make a decent set of tacos? Let's find out. All right, so for Cowboy Kent's meat, he goes chuck and short rib. Interesting thing about the short rib is that he actually cuts it off the bone, which I went ahead and did. Kind of a weird play. I feel like the bone brings a lot of awesome flavor, but you know, we're following his recipe. And to follow his recipe, we must season this meat with this mixture of stuff here. Here we got some granulated garlic, kosher salt, smoked paprika, and this is mesquite seasoning here. Cowboy has his own mesquite seasoning blend, which I tried ordering, but it wouldn't come in time, so I went ahead and got some generic version from the store. Boom. All right, I'm just gonna season this all over. We got 2 pounds chuck, 2 pounds short rib. Massage this mixture into the beef. Smells great, smoky. We're gonna let this sit for 30 to 40 minutes before we brown it off. All right, we're gonna go high heat, heavy bottomed, Dutch oven. Cast iron, gotta do Cowboy proud. We're gonna go in with a bit of neutral oil, same. And we'll start browning our beef. Gotta do this in batches, of course. Woo-wee. We'll turn that down just a bit as to not burn the spices, but that's looking good. I'm actually gonna keep all of the brown meat in this pot here, cut the heat, and we'll take that off for the time being. Now, in a separate pot, we're gonna send Roma tomatoes, garlic, a white onion. Cowboy's got a few different kinds of fruit. The first of which is guajillo, you know it, you love it, all stemmed and seeded. Then we got chile ancho. So these are cascabel chilies. They weren't featured in the video, but they are in his written recipe. We're gonna throw Cowboy a bone on this one and put these in.
He says, you ain't coming in my kitchen.
And chili de árbol for that spice. We'll pop in a little kosher salt for good measure. Then we'll just cover that whole thing with water. Ain't no need to bash this up. All right, we got our beef seared off. I'm gonna go ahead and pour on that mixture here. Just gonna kind of cover that beef with that. Now that puree is looking mighty thickums, and we still got plenty of chili caked to the sidewalls of these. So we're gonna add in a little beef stock. We're gonna do exactly what Cowboy Kent did and reach for the Swanson. Not that guy, the beef stock. All right, that is exactly 3 cups. Little apple cider vinegar. And our spices here. Here we got coriander, allspice, clove, a little cinnamon, cumin, oregano. All these spices will be linked below. Yep. We'll go ahead and add in our beef stock and the spices and the vinegar. Look at that, that's looking more like birria. Now, notably, Cowboy Kent's birria was a lot more thickums than you might be used to when it comes to traditional consommes. It's a personal choice. He mentions that in his video. So, we'll go ahead and cover that up and pop that in a 350-degree oven until it's tendy. 2 to 3 hours. Jesus. Oh. Woo. It's yummy smelling. So now we just gotta fish out the chilies and give these a blitz. Ooh, this is gonna be fun to go fishing for. Ooh, got a big boy right there. And all that puree goes back into our master pot. Ugh. We're cooking like Mima today, so I'm just gonna rinse that out in the sink and no puree left behind. That's a really dope color that kind of contrasts that darker color in there. So now we're just gonna stir this kind of puree back into the main liquid base, and look at that, color change. See that fat floating on the top. Our meat is, you know, it's getting there, but it's not quite done yet. So we're gonna cover this up, let it ride a couple more hours or however long it takes to get this thing tendy. Back on the hob with ye. We got a brand new feature in this series in the form of Oscar Meza from La Capitale YouTube channel. My apologies for any mispronunciations. This is the first ever non-English speaking channel that we've covered here. Bienvenidos, my brother. Oscar is from Monterrey, Mexico, which is located in the northeastern part of Mexico, right under Tejas. His channel is built on live fire, smoke, beef culture, you know, that real northern Mexico energy where the grill isn't really a weekend hobby thing, right? It's a lifestyle. He doesn't measure much, he doesn't over-intellectualize anything, he doesn't overcomplicate things, he keeps it simple and clean and clear. Real down-home cookery. So on paper, Oscar might be the most culturally rooted competitor in this competition. He grew up around food like this, he understands the ingredients, the tradition, the culture. But if there's one thing that I've learned in this video series, it's that none of that guarantees anything. Let's try making his birria. I don't know. I just don't know. We'll find out. All right, for La Capitale, medium-high heat, big old Dutch oven. We're gonna hit some neutral oil in the pot pan, Dutch oven pan pot. Roma tomatoes. Ooh, I think like 10. White onion, some garlic, and a little pinch of salt. Now we're just gonna cook this until all the vegetables really start to soften. All right, these are looking nice and broke down. All right, for our fruit, we got chili ancho and chili guajillo. There's a pattern here. We got allspice, black pepper, thyme, oregano, and cumin, and soft cinnamon. It's a special kind of cinnamon. A little white vinegar. This is why this is called soft cinnamon. And some bay leaves. Just mosh that about a little bit, fold the chilies in. Now, La Capitale mentions that this is the easiest way to make birria. You see a lot of people toasting their chilies, you see a lot of people using a lot of different types of chilies. I like the mantra here, he's making it as simple as possible. Now we're just gonna add in our water, just a little bit here, and we'll bring that to a boil. Let that roll for about 5-10 minutes, just until the chilies are nice and hydrated. So everyone's got a, you know, different timing on adding ingredients to the pot, this, that, and the other, but all in all, very similar recipes. All right, we'll get this off the hob and into the blender. Just gonna pour this puree right into that boiling agua. Look at that. Thins it out to a nice consistency. Beautiful color. All right, so La Capitale reaches for short ribs, which makes sense because he is a beefy channel. He works with a lot of beef. He lives in beef country. I noticed a little beef poster in the back of his video when he was making this, so makes sense, even though we all know traditional birria is made with goat. I have a whole video on how to actually make birria like the authentic way with my buddy Jonathan. You can check that out if you want. I'll leave it in the description. Hint, hint, foreshadowing. So we're just gonna slip our shorties right into our Consommé braising liquid, coming right to the tippy here. And before we send these off, we gotta hit it with a little bit of kosher. And when I say a little, I mean a fair amount. That's a lot of liquid and there's really no salt in this. Wonderful. Interesting call not to sear the short ribs before adding them to the mix, but that is what makes this recipe unique. This is gonna go uncovered, simmered on low for about 2.5 hours until those ribs are tender. Everybody's birria is finito. All that's left to do is let things cool down a bit so we can chop them off. Up. Chop them up. Who chops off? Everybody does this a little bit differently. And then tomorrow, we're gonna finish things up. All right, Weissman. Oh, we can get rid of that. Got some of the short rib, we got some of the oxtail. Dude couldn't make up his mind. We got all types of meat in here. I'm just gonna do my best to pick all the meat off the oxtails. Beautiful. I actually love just like picking meat off oxtails. It's kind of very satisfying. It should just come off like butter, beef butter. Here we got our short rib. At one point that bone's still on. And the rest I'm just gonna put in the bowl. So I like this because I don't want it super shredded personally, and he goes to like a medium level, so this is looking pretty medium to me. A little more mashing and we'd be fine. So yep, something like this. Weissman's boof. All right, cowboy. This mixture be thickums, for sure. Oh yeah, it's like cake into the beef cubature. Looks pretty good though. Looks robust and spicy. We're just gonna pluck each individual piece of beef out into this bowl. There's no fast and efficient way to do this. Let's see what the cowboy's got for us. Now, cowboy takes 2 forks and just kind of goes to town, mashing, right? This might be the finest of all of the tacos on the docket today. Everything's very tender. It's kind of taking everything out of me right now, not to just like stick my hands in here and go to town. But we're using the fork technique. Cowboy's buff. You can almost hear it mooing. La Capital's buff. Birria. It's got bones for days. Look at those beautiful ribs, man. Wow, it's gonna be amazing. Oh my God, these bones are just falling off as I'm like attempting to pick them up. Show me a bone piece. Oh, see what I mean? All right, for this, we gotta do one more step. And boy, is it a dangerous one. Gonna remove all of the shorties from the hot consommé, bones and all. So now we're just left with the consommé and all that fat on top. All right, wish me luck. Oh, all over the floor, sick. And if you take your ladle and kind of press it up and down in the center like this, it's gonna pass the liquid a lot quicker. All right, I'm about tapped out. We got our nice consommé underneath. You can see that fat cap there. This is good to go. And this is why this process takes 2 days here, because we need to put this in the fridge, let it cool down. We're gonna basically harvest that fat cap and use it to cook our tacos. Look at this chunker. Plenty of fat, but also like tender, stringy, delicious beef. One more time now. All right, now I'm not going to chop this too crazy. You can see the chunks of rib, and I don't wanna make it super fine. I wanna be able to have those big pieces that we worked hard on braising. This is nice. We're leaving these pieces a little more robust though, not shredding this to smithereens. You'll be able to feel that when you eat the taco. It's a smart move. We got all of our consommé and all of our meat settled. We're just gonna wait overnight for that fat to solidify so we can finish and cook our tacos tomorrow, taste them, judge them. And remember, we got a special guest coming in, so looking forward to that. Before we get into this, let me clear something up. Real birria, the kind born in Jalisco, Mexico, is made with goat, not beef, goat. What most of us know as birria tacos are actually quesabirria tacos. You know, that crispy cheese-laced dunkable situation that blew up in the last 5 or so years and took over everybody's feed? What makes quesabirria special is that it's a 2-part system. Both the taco and the consommé have to be chronic, or else the whole shadiddly kind of crumbles in front of your very eyes, right? No bueno. That's what we're gonna be judging today. Let us cook. Stuff is like a richer, more interesting version of string cheese that your neglectful parents packed you in your lunch. Matter of fact, them giving you string cheese might even mean they love you more. You guys hit that new Wiggles album yet? Heater. All right, for Weissman, we're going medium heat, cast iron. We're gonna hit that with a little neutral oil. A quick dunk of the tortilla. It's gonna go right on there. Some of that Oaxaca cheese, just nice and distributed. Blowtorch helps. Then we're gonna hit it with some meat on one side. All right, Cowboy Kent, we got medium heat, cast iron. Capital, medium heat, cast iron, go figure. Cap wants his meat crisped, all them ribs. This is the entire reason that we waited to make this a 2-day process. This fat cap on the top here, which we are going to harvest and utilize. Really make sure to get all of it. Look at that fat. He just goes right in the middle with all the beef. The Oaxaca cheese. All right, we got all of our quesabirria in front of us, the consomme, the accoutrement, everything. It is finally TTT. Time to taste. Things are probably gonna get quite nitpicky here, and if we're gonna get nitpicky, who better to call on than somebody who's been making birria the real way his entire life. You know him, you love him. Let's welcome in friend of the Chan, the boy turned goat, Chef Jonathan Zaragoza.
Oh, that felt good. How are we doing?
Dude, we're doing so swell, man. I am so ready to eat these because, man, has it been a long one. I like when that happens a little bit.
Please stop. You need a hairnet for your arms.
Dude, I freaking trim them. No, I don't. Don't tell my dad that.
Why would I don't even know your dad's real
My
number.
dad's watching, dude. This is for your ass, and then I'll grab some for your
That's
mouth.
behind a paywall for you guys.
So we got a lot going on here, right? We have our quesabirria. These are labeled, but you don't know who these people are. So we have our consomme here. We have some salsas, which we can do later. And I even warmed up just some birria meat because, you know, at the end of the day, birria is birria, not quesabirria. We're testing the quesabirria, though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like that move.
We each have our own little consomme here, so we're not, you know, drinking each other's saliva. Wouldn't be the...
Pause.
All right, where do you want to start?
Let's go here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you who these are, but on the screen we will.
So visually, that looks like it's so crazy. It reminds me of my parents' restaurant one. Like the mole they use for the goat, they
Yeah.
put it on the tortilla.
Yep.
But it's like, it's weird. There's like,
This is all... Wait.
No, it's not.
Then now it is. Boom. Okay.
thumbs up this video if you like us. Okay. Ooh, the warm spices on this one. Got some cinnamon in there. Vanilla. Cream.
That's a 10.
Cool.
Cool. All right, so you grab your little consomme cup.
Yeah. Thank you.
Consomme. Am I saying the right? Consomme.
Consommé.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I f***ed up.
this is the wrong one again. Oh, this is not drinkable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can try, right?
Lickable.
So yeah, it's unique.
This is mine. It's been staring at me all day.
All right, I'm going here.
I really do like the look of that. It looks like Oaxaca. I love that move for the cheese choice.
And then this is a bit of a thickums situation.
Oh, we have to dip, or can I
You
raw
go forward however you
a
want.
raw dog? Okay. All right.
All right.
Loki, this reminds me of an enchilada more than
Yeah.
a compliment.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
FR. Yeah.
Enough with the brain rat.
Can't escape it.
Okay, cool, man. All right, now I'm gonna dip
Going for the thick dip.
just a little bit.
It's almost like a sauce, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
By itself, I love it, but that takes me in another direction. You know what I
is
mean?
it like less down the path of love and more towards the path of fear and hatred?
Yes, always.
So like Sith versus Jedi stuff. All right, moving down the line here to our middle vibe. Let's try this.
So this looks a little bit more like less condimentado, less stuff in it. This one looked more like rubbed, I guess.
Yeah.
More natural looking here. Get our macros for protein.
See what I mean? I'm glad you're here because this is so similar to me.
Yeah, no, but this is more toned down and milder. Nothing's really coming through to the forefront. I'm not like feeling like any garlic or onion, or it's just kind of like meat.
It is kind of like straight meat, isn't it? Which I don't hate.
Interesting. But I will say this one's a little fattier than that one. Yeah, cool.
Yes, it is. Good eye. All right.
I mean, I use my mouth.
Good mouth.
Pause.
Got a mouth on him.
Time out. What the My mouth washes this, dude.
Sorry, Ms. Z.
All right.
These look interesting here, huh?
Yeah, this is a
let's give this a try.
thinner one.
Yep, much.
Is there lime in there already?
Yeah.
Weird. It's alright.
Interesting. All right, grab your webs, dude.
All right.
I think you'll find these are quite different from the last ones.
Okay, that guy. Okay, I like that texture though. Look at this. Let me.
Yeah, I like that too.
So I do like that texture more than the first one, but I don't hate the first one. So this one needs all of this other stuff. This one needs a salsa. This one needs the lime. This needs the onion. It needs help. I will say in its benefit, texture's good. It's too much fat. Like it needs something to break it up. Like if it had a little bit more garlic, some warm spices like the first one, now we're talking.
In his video, the guy who we're eating here, the guy whose taco we're eating here,
That's even worse somehow.
he made a salsa and served it with it. So, you know, we can try it with the salsa like after, but let's just straight up in the jus.
It's not giving.
No?
No. But I will say that dip, whatever warm spices were in there,
Yeah.
came out a little bit more.
I like how this one's seasoned. The lime's fine. It's noteworthy and it makes it different and stand out. You know what I do like is how there's actually chunks of beef in this one. Because it's gonna be fun to eat this when you're done, even if nothing drops off your taco like while you're eating it.
That's one of the best
You know,
things. Sometimes you do it on purpose. You're like squeezing it out towards the end. You're like, I hope that falls in. Oops. Texture was great on that one though.
Yeah.
I like the tortilla. It's
You like
great.
that Frico vibe?
I do.
The Frico's a freak though.
Frico on the sheets.
Moving on to our last guy here. This one, I'm gonna give this back to you now.
What do you mean give this back? This is my first time trying this one.
Through the magic
Sure
of
you
blue
run it here.
thing. Dude, I don't know, I'm not professional.
I don't know if it's a piece that I got, but that's been my favorite meat.
I feel like you're gonna like this one. Yeah,
Thank you.
That's your guy right there, bro. Oh, what do we think? How does that look?
I like the different textures in there. Because this is what you have to remember. Birria and barbacoa and all these things are full animal preparations. This is why I like mixing cuts for my own birria at home. It's hard to do at home. It's not really practical.
Sure.
But this one, boom, that look. You got a little leaner piece there. You got some fatty connective stuff there. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's a good observation. It's funny having made these, I like know what's in them and you don't, you know?
I don't. Kind of an idiot like that, guys. Also follow me. Not even on social. Just, if you see me on the street, just start following me. Okay. All right, now this one is the first one that made me want to take like a third bite.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm gonna go. Oh! All these rules.
Let's get a lesson on how to eat your birria.
There's no wrong way, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hook it up. A little bit of
Oh, you're
sauce.
going the sauce?
I like a little sauce, Megan. I'm gonna go cilantro.
Con todo or what?
Little cho con todo. Onion for me, dude.
Yeah.
Have to. And then limoncito. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
So like that's the proper dressed up, wonderful, fantastic way to do it, huh?
I like it. I'm gonna get a bite. Yeah, that one's solid.
Does that make you happy, boy?
Makes me good. Makes me happy.
Makes me good.
Makes me good. I swear I know how to speak English sometimes.
Okay, so we've sampled all of these, bro. I think we have to do the hardest part of the day. We gotta pick a winner, so we're gonna do that in a second.
All right.
You think?
Cool.
How are you feeling here? Do you think you have a 1, 2, 3?
I think so.
Classic taco taste.
Okay, so we're gonna rank these things first, second, third. We'll start with the bronze in third place. Now, in order to streamline this, we've actually discussed off camera which ones we like the most. We've actually came to an agreement the first time around, which is pretty nice. In third place, the bronze. Honestly, not the worst thing ever considering how strong these birria are on this board, these queso birria are on this board. It's gonna have to be Cowboy Kent. That was Cowboy Kent.
And it breaks my heart.
And if you didn't know that, Cowboy Kent right there is labeled Cowboy.
I love his channel.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great. Yeah. I mean, look, that one for me, the flavor on the outside of the tortilla was the best out of all of them. Texture was missing a little bit. And then the consommé wasn't really consommé.
When I was frying them up, I noticed that even though I left them on to like kind of char and get crispy, it was really hard to kind of crisp up
You
more.
needed a lot of fat to make that crispy.
But something cool that he did do was that he added mozzarella and Oaxaca. So it was
Okay,
mixed, you
my
know?
family does that. They do
Oh, yeah?
Chihuahua and mozzarella.
Oh, okay, so 2 cheese combo. So
cheese combo.
He's onto something. Plus, guys, if you haven't already, go check out his channel because the dude is like the most wholesome.
I love Cowboy Kent.
Yeah, okay.
Real one. Okay.
Cool, all right, moving on. Okay, so in second place, we're talking the silver, which means we pretty much announced the gold, but we're gonna talk about the silver first. That means in second place, the silver, La Capitale.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
No
bro.
way.
Yeah, dude.
Another great channel, man. I love these guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Birria needs to be seasoned meat. This one was, the texture for me was the best thing. Like on the tortilla, nice and crispy, the fat's nice in there. But yeah, I thought it was like a solid one too. The consommé, you know, birria, it's a whole thing. Birria is a whole thing.
It's a system.
It's a system. And I thought that was a solid one too.
He uses all short rib. And what I really liked that he did was he didn't destroy the meat, right? He left it pretty coarse.
You have to.
Yeah, so there's texture in there. You actually kind of like pointed that out to me for the first time a couple years ago, and you're like, you know, if you're gonna spend all this time braising this meat, you don't just want it shredded, you know?
No.
Because in America, we think of like pulled pork, all this stuff, it's immediately just destroyed. It's nice to have the texture.
Have dog food instead.
Another thing that he did, which I thought was interesting and I was skeptical, is that he took the ribs and he put them directly in the consommé to like braise, you know, and stuff,
Interesting.
without browning them. But he was the only one who browned the meat before making the taco, and you could see that in this texture. You could
I was
see
gonna
that
say, because there is browning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think Oscar, what he's done with his channel is incredible. I think the way he speaks about food, super knowledgeable. For Mexican food, he's incredible, and the dude has chops. He can cook,
Yeah.
and he's passionate about it. We love to see it.
That means in first place, the winner of this competition is Joshua Weissman.
No way. Oh my God. What's going on over here, dude? What are we doing?
But listen,
What are we doing?
real talk, real talk. Good quesadilla.
Really good, man. I mean, all these guys have great chops with cooking. They're obviously super talented. For me, this one, flavor-wise, all the way through. Texture on the tortilla, it was kind of mirroring this. Not as crispy as this one.
Sure.
The meat still had the fattiness that this one had, but the flavor of that one. And I thought it was like standalone.
I mean, very well said, bro. Very well said. It was crispy enough, and something cool that Josh did was that he used 3 different kinds of beef. He used chuck, short rib, and he used oxtail. And when I
Smart.
was making it, I'm like, you're really gonna be able to, like, you know, you open that thing up and you could see it right off the jump. So good call. I was skeptical.
That was the one I was kept going back for. Texture on that was crazy. Again, full animal cooking, you want to see different textures. So mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, bro, like when we made our birria, which by the way, we made the real way with goat and stuff, we use rib, we use like leg, all those shoulder, all those different cuts, and that's kind of what made it interesting and cool. Congratulations to J-Dub, Joshua Weissman, man, taking another gold, very impressive. If you want to see how to make, not quesabirria, but birria the way it's served in Jalisco, where it's from, you can check out our video that we did a while back on that. And also, guys, this guy, if you don't know, incredible YouTube channel of his own, right?
We did it.
You want to tell the good people what's going on over there?
Yeah, man, we're a year into it now, and we got a bunch of videos up, and
Sick channel.
thanks, dude. Growing the community. I would love to have you over there. It's just Goatboy INTL.
I'll leave a link below. We'll make it.
We'll link it below. I'm still learning still. You can link stuff.
You can.
I did it.
All right, man. Get out of here.
All right.
Get out.
Dude, you feed me and then kick me out. Worst thing.
Congratulations, Joshua. You are the Birria Baron, the Tsar of Birria, the eternal emperor of pulled meat. I just start saying stuff when it gets this late in the day. But now the time is upon us. We're gonna take the best components from the tacos that we made today to fuse together the ultimate YouTube Frankenbirria. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you're new to the channel, sub to the channel. Let me know which birria you think looked most delicious in the comments below and which chef made your favorite. And even if he or she is not featured in this video, whose birria recipe do you tend to follow when you make it? Best way to support is over on the Grocery Fund, aka the Patreon, and or cop some merch. Got some fun designs out there. I'm working on some new ones too, so keep your head on the swivel for that. Regardless, come say what's good in Discord. We got an awesome community over there, so come on in and introduce yourself if you're into that type of thing. A lot of cool peeps over there. That's all I got for you this time, so until next, we meet. Adios.